the tribal thief, and hooks it onto Reigns, crushing Roman, the
The WWE
330-pounder.
Universe is no stranger to shocking moments, but Monday Night Raw delivered one that instantly joined the ranks of the most unforgettable. After weeks of silence and absence following a brutal backstage attack by Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, the tribal chief himself, made his long-awaited return. But this wasn't just a comeback. Roman didn't walk back into the spotlight alone. By his side was Jacob Fatu, the powerhouse and feared enforcer of the legendary Anoa'i dynasty, making his first appearance on WWE programming. The arena erupted in a frenzy. Fans who had been chanting, "We want Roman," for weeks finally got what they wanted. But they got even more than they bargained for. Reigns' shocking re-emergence, combined with Jacob Fatu's arrival, felt less like a wrestling storyline and more like a seismic shift in WWE's balance of power. The aftermath of Lesnar's attack. To fully appreciate the magnitude of Roman's return, it's important to revisit the events that kept him sidelined. Weeks earlier, Brock Lesnar unleashed one of the most vicious backstage assaults in recent memory, targeting Reigns with brutal precision. Slammed into crates, tossed into steel doors, and crushed with a devastating F5 onto concrete, Roman was left battered and stretchered out of the arena. For the first time in years, fans saw the tribal chief vulnerable. Questions swirled about whether he would need extended time off, and if the Bloodline's dominance would begin to crumble without its leader. Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso tried to hold down the fort in his absence, but without Roman at the helm, cracks began to appear. This made the timing of his return all the more shocking. Many believed Roman wouldn't be back for months. Instead, he chose Raw, live television, to announce his comeback in the most emphatic way possible. The arrival of Jacob Fatu. When Roman's music hit, the arena nearly shook from the thunderous ovation. Fans rose to their feet, some screaming in excitement, others stunned into silence. Roman stood tall, wearing his trademark black vest and gloves, looking as intense as ever. But just as the chants of Tribal Chief echoed across the arena, a second theme song hit. The Titantron flashed the words, "Jacob Fatu." Out came the feared Samoan werewolf, a man known for his devastating power, relentless offense, and ruthless reputation. Jacob's presence alone was enough to turn heads. This wasn't just another wrestler debuting. This was a signal. Walking shoulder to shoulder with Roman, Jacob Fatu looked like a natural extension of the Bloodline legacy. His scowl, his physicality, and his aura of danger immediately made fans realize this wasn't just a return, it was an escalation. The promo that shook Raw. Taking a microphone, Roman Reigns wasted no time addressing the WWE Universe. His voice was firm, his words calculated. The Beast thought he could break me. He thought he could end the tribal chief. But what Brock doesn't understand, you can't destroy what's destined. I'm still here, stronger than ever, and I didn't come back alone. Bloodline isn't just family, it's an army, and tonight, you're looking at the future of that army. Jacob Fatu. The crowd erupted. Jacob, standing silently at Roman's side, glared into the camera, his presence alone sending a chilling message to the locker room. Roman then promised that Lesnar would pay for what he had done, but he also issued a warning to anyone else who dared challenge the Bloodline. The war had only just begun. Fan reactions, goosebumps, and shockwaves. Within minutes of the segment, social media was flooded with reactions. Clips of Roman's return and Jacob's debut went viral, racking up millions of views in hours. Hashtags like Roman Returns, Jacob Fatu, and Bloodline Stronger trended worldwide. One fan tweeted, Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu in the same ring? WWE just changed the game tonight. Another wrote, "This isn't just a comeback. This is a warning shot to the entire roster." The Bloodline just got scarier. Even current and former superstars chimed in, with some praising WWE for finally bringing in Jacob Fatu and others expressing nervousness about what this new alliance could mean for their own careers. The implications for WWE Raw. Roman's return with Jacob Fatu doesn't just shake up the storyline, it changes the entire landscape of Raw. For weeks, superstars like Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, and even Gunther have been positioning themselves as the next big centerpiece of WWE programming. But with Roman back in the mix, that spotlight shifts instantly. Jacob Fatu's involvement adds a new wrinkle. Unlike Solo Sikoa, who slowly grew into his enforcer role, Jacob arrives with an established reputation as a brutal, no-nonsense competitor. His presence immediately elevates the Bloodline to new heights of intimidation. Fans are already speculating about dream matches: Jacob Fatu versus Gunther, Jacob Fatu versus Kevin Owens, or even a devastating tag team pairing of Roman and Jacob against anyone bold enough to step up. The Bloodline's evolution. For years, the Bloodline has been WWE's most dominant faction, with Roman Reigns at its center. But every empire must evolve to survive. With Jimmy Uso struggling to regain momentum after a string of losses, and Jey Uso seemingly distancing himself from family drama, Roman's alliance with Jacob feels like the next logical step. This partnership may signal a new chapter for the Bloodline, one less focused on loyalty tests and internal conflict, and more centered on dominance and destruction. Roman's words made it clear. He views Jacob Fatu as not just family, but as the weapon needed to ensure the Bloodline remains untouchable. The road to Brock Lesnar. While the WWE Universe is thrilled about Roman's return, one question looms above all others. What happens when Roman and Brock Lesnar cross paths again? Lesnar's attack was personal, and Roman's fiery words make it clear he's ready for revenge. But now, Brock doesn't just have to worry about Roman, he has to worry about Jacob Fatu. Could we see a blockbuster match featuring Lesnar against both Reigns and Fatu? Will Jacob stand in the way as Brock tries to get his hands on Roman once more? These questions will fuel speculation until WWE inevitably gives fans the confrontation they're waiting for. Conclusion. The Tribal Chief is back and stronger than ever. Roman Reigns' shocking return on Raw, accompanied by the debut of Jacob Fatu, wasn't just another wrestling segment, it was a moment that redefined WWE's present and future. Roman proved that he cannot be kept down, no matter how brutal the attack. Jacob Fatu's arrival reinforced the Bloodline's dominance, ensuring their legacy continues to expand. For fans, it was a night of goosebumps, excitement, and anticipation. For the WWE roster, it was a warning. The Tribal Chief has returned, and he's brought a new weapon with him. And for Brock Lesnar, it was a chilling reminder that the war he started is far from over.